Hello. In the early church went off into the wilderness from persecution from the established church, like in the 4th century era and on into the Middle Ages. There were a lot of Christians in Central Europe, the Alps, fleeing the persecution from the established church, also known as the Latin Church or the Roman Catholic Church. I am going to give a short quote from this book, which was published in 1848. It is, of course, available now online under Google Books. It is a history of the Valdez Church, and the author is Antoine Monastir. I believe I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Maybe I'm not. But to spell out his last name is Monastier. Now, we go to page 10, and he will talk about this leader or teacher who had the name of Vigilantius. And he says, about the same time, toward the end of the 4th century, another fact, while it remains that we have stated respecting the Gallic churches, shows also that in Lombardy there were believers who opposed the use of images and other novelties. Vigilantius, a well-informed man, though Jerome asserts the contrary, a native of Comminges in Aquitaine, had exercised the functions of a priest at Barcelona or its neighborhood. During his travels in the Cast, he fell in with Saint Jerome. This celebrated recluse in vain attempted to convince Vigilantius and to bring him over to his opinions respecting relics, saints' images, and prayers addressed to them, tapers that were kept burning at the tombs, pilgrimages, fasts, the celibacy of priests, a solitary life, etc. Vigilantius remained immovable. On his return, this opponent of the new doctrines appears to have fixed himself in Lombardy, where he found a refuge, probably in the vicinity of the Cottian Alps. Jerome himself gives us this information. One of his epistles to Riparius. I saw a short time ago, he says, that monster Vigilantius. I would fain have bound this madman by passages of Holy Writ, as Hippocrates advises to confine maniacs with bonds. But he has departed. He has withdrawn. He has hurried away. He has escaped, and from the space between the Alps where Cottius reigned and the waves of the Adriatic, his cries have reached me. O infamous, he is found even among the bishops, accomplices of his wickedness. That's the end of the quotation. It is quite amazing to what lengths Jerome would have liked to use to silence and persecute this Vigilantius. In the 12th chapter of Revelation, it does talk about the church fleeing into the wilderness, identified as the remnant of the seed of the woman. Well, the church was in the wilderness for many centuries and taken the day-year principle. Not something I'm going to go too deeply into in this lesson. We can see how Revelation 12 applies as a type of the church fleeing persecution, the remnant of the seed. And there are blessings for those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake. We are urged to flee idolatry. And that's what all this is. This veneration of images, the observance of pagan holidays, and so forth. And with that, I bid you well, and do plan to continue to publish more studies. Thank you.